Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Terence Crawford, Errol the Truth Spence, and Blueblood Sports TV, my main man in crime. Get this, Blueblood, as we speak right now, is telling the tale that Terence Crawford approached him, of all fucking places, 7-Eleven, and charged him up. You know, Terence is cordial, but Terence is also a savage. He's vicious. And he asked Blue, like, look, why are you spreading stories about me? Why are you hating on me? Says Terence Crawford. Blue says, well, how do you mean? I don't hate on you. He said, yeah, you do. Where are you from? You from Texas? He says, no, I'm not from Texas. So he says, I know you like Errol Spence. He said, why are you making lies up about me? And Blue was like, I'm not making any lies up about you. This is my sources. You know, he said, well, who are your sources? And he was like, well, you know, I can't tell you that. And he's like, well, you tell the media that I'm the only one making this fight. I took the less percentage, and Errol Spence won't sign. Wow. Look, you know what gets most attention to anybody? If you're an athlete or a public figure or a YouTuber, which is, you know, somewhat of a public figure, right? To a certain degree. Depends on how big you are. One thing that gets any of us, should I say, is somebody that talks shit at you. That gets the most attention. That really grinds your gears. When you hear somebody tell a lie on you or say some shit that's not true, that makes you pay more attention to them, because it's a red flag that's raised because you see something that's not true. And what the strange thing about lies and propaganda, you know, they shine in this world that we're in. They get more attention than the truth. See, the truth of the matter is, okay, Terence Crawford, I've been knew Terence Crawford wanted to fight Errol Spence. You know, you don't believe me? All you have to do is look at the interaction between Terence Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. That's all you have to do. It's not rocket science. Like, you seen Errol Spence, oh, I'm gonna crush you, but hey, why would I take the easy route? You know, why would I do that? Why wouldn't I? Like, why would you? Why would you want to fight someone easier, or you feel that's easier, instead of fighting the guy that's right there in your face charging you the fuck up? Now, see, if he was just some regular Joe Blow, you would fight him with no problem. But since he is a two-time or a two-weight champion, it's a fucking problem. You know, and all you could do is, like, I crush you. Well, you know, Al Heyman said I fight Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Manny Pacquiao, Danny Garcia. He didn't say my name. No, he didn't. See, those type of things. That's all I needed to know right then. You know, I'll give you another example, a better example, because that's why I'm really like in the game or the business of seeing people and how they act around each other when they're face to face. See, you can talk that shit all day, but if that energy is not conveyed when that person, or not expressed when that person is around, you know that this person has something wrong. This person is not the same when that person's around. Their energy has changed. Is it fear? Is it apprehensiveness? You know, something like that. And I seen a little bit of that from Errol Spence. Errol Spence didn't want that fight, and I could tell he didn't. That fight wasn't really high on his things to do list. It wasn't. You know, either it wasn't because he personally didn't want to do it, or Al Heyman told him, no, motherfucker, you're not doing it. Or even, here's another question. Did Errol Spence even ask Al Heyman, okay, about Terence Crawford? Could he, here's another question. Could Errol Spence even have the power to ask about Terence Crawford to Al Heyman? Okay. And would he grant Errol Spence to the ability to fight? Now, see, I'm not making excuses for Errol Spence, but I know certain people, especially network heads, Al Heyman is a network guy, so therefore he's like he's like Sam Rothstein was back in the day. He really didn't have a title. That's why he was the advisor, because he was every fucking thing. He was the promoter, he was the manager, he was the network runner, he was everything. That's what Al Heyman is. So he may not be able to sign that damn contract because he may be afraid that Errol Spence won't win that fight. And if Errol Spence don't win, he doesn't have any premier guy to really market, okay? And especially the doctrine of the Mayweather era. And the Mayweather era will truly be over. You know, I think he still has Jared Ennis. I don't know who Jared Ennis is advised or managed or promoted by. But at the end of the day, you're looking at some real shit. And it's like, to me, I'm seeing a guy like Errol Spence not wanting to sign the contract. And Terence Crawford is a guy that pulled up on an Errol Spence fan, an Errol Spence supporter. Blueblood Sports TV rolled right up on his ass and was like, hey, you're the fucking guy I was looking for, because you're the guy that was saying all this stuff about me. And he's like, well, you're not making it up. No, I'm not making it up. Well, here's the thing. Okay, I'll say this in defense of Blue. If you are a journalist, if you are a person that conducts interviews, like he does, like I do from time to time, it's best not to give up your sources, especially if the person wants to be incognito. You never give up your sources. That's like one of the things of journalism or whatever. You don't give up your sources, because if you do that, that means you're not really oathful, right? But understand something else. Who's to fucking say, since you can't give up your sources, who's to say you can't make it up? Not saying Blue did, but I'm saying if Blue did make that shit up, who's to say he did or didn't? Because he can't tell who his source is. See, I don't really like to say things. I'm a personal guy. So if someone told me something personal, if it was something they didn't mind me saying, hey, keep this hush hush or whatever, you know, but at least I wouldn't be the type of person that would like to say things to that magnitude without qualifying it. Okay? So now we have Terence Crawford charging up Blue, and now Blue is now live, like I said, trying to clean this shit up. You know, and I know it's difficult. That's, you know, I could get it. It's like me running into Andy Ruiz. You've been talking shit about me, Kurt DeVille. I don't like that shit. I don't sound like that. You know what I mean? It would be kind of awkward. You run across him, and you know, and he would probably have something fucked up to say. Well, that's what happens though when you speak your opinion. And Blue has spoken his opinion about Terence Crawford, saying he's not the same fighter and shit like that, because I've countered, you know, the video that he made that about Terence Crawford. You know, he is an Errol Spence guy. Nothing wrong with that. But we know what side of the street he does support. So now it is good to hear him say, or to be told, hey, why don't you say that shit? How about that? How about you tell everyone that you know, your audience of the people that follow you all the fucking time, that I am the only one that's making this fight, not Errol Spence. I took less money. Errol Spence doesn't want to. I've signed the contract. Errol Spence has not signed the contract. Okay? So the question now is, will Blueblood be a man of his word and tell everybody religiously, like he has said, religiously about Errol Spence beating Terence Bud Crawford? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Terence Crawford charging up Blueblood Sports TV. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.